interesting idea considering the state of like Israel-Palestine at the moment. I think that the important issues that we should be hearing about in the media in terms of like what's actually going on is the loss of life and the loss of culture, the loss of families and homes and everything else is important to people as individuals. But what we're actually hearing about is the bombings and the shootings and the war aspect, which has been like sensationalized in a way that it is entertainment. And I think that the media has done that purposely in order to be able to sell newspapers.
You know, media has huge sway over how we think and what we spend our time on. In terms of you know, our web surfing, we tend to waste a lot of time procrastinating when we should be studying. And on Facebook, you know, it says what's trending. And today I saw something as outrageous as Kanye West posts a photo with him looking at a tab of Pirate Bay. And for some reason this was you know, trending and a highlight. And this isn't really important, you know, people are dying across the world. There's all sorts of crises, but yeah, they're telling me about Kanye West, so.
Yeah, I mean, I think the media is obviously very sensationalist, especially if you're getting your news from, you know, tabloid newspapers on the tube or social media. But I think if you know where to look online or for, you know, good publications, then you can find news that is important rather than.
I think it definitely depends on the publication.
Yeah, but I think if you know where to look, I don't think necessarily you're just seeing sensationalist stuff, because you have a lot of choice in the kinds of news publications that you want to go to get your news. We, the consumers, have every ability to find news that is important rather than just exciting.
It's difficult because journalism is about engaging your readership, and writing about exciting issues, it's easy to engage your readership, but there are lots of important issues out there that maybe aren't as exciting that people still need to read about.
Well, I don't think that it is absolute they only show exciting news over relevant ones. It's a mix of the two. But there is a tendency of maybe distorting the news in order to sell.
I think that's actually a reflection on people as well, because people are interested in what's exciting, and that might, as a byproduct, also be important. But that aside, I think actually what the key thing is that a lot of these news companies are businesses, and one of the main ways they make income is through internet publicity, papers, etc., etc. And so the exciting news, even if it's not important, gets the most coverage because that's what people pick up and read. So,
do you think social media plays a part in this, like Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that? Do they increase this problem?
I think so, because I mean that gives companies like an even better way to monitor how many hits they're getting on their web pages, like what the reaction is. And there's actually something released by BBC News about the massacre in France, and then comparing it to other parts of the world, and they actually said, look, you guys just don't read it because you don't find it that exciting. That's why we don't publish on it as much. So I think that kind of like shows how social media has a massive impact of like determining what is entertaining and what is important.
I think I completely agree with that statement. Having studied criminology here, and we've been looking at how crime is portrayed in the media, there is this issue of the media tailoring crime news stories to the most exciting crimes, and these are the ones that people like. These are the ones that people worry about. These are the ones that people are scared about. When you look at statistics, actually they're very, very rare. But the common crimes don't make fun news stories.
I think it tells you or tries to predict what you should be panicking about rather than informing you.
The only times when the media does tell us what is important is when it's also exciting. So I think it's merely coincidental in large part. Social media, I think, is a lot different, because social media has the capability to tell us what's important, but at the same time to inundate us with a lot of unimportant but very sensationalist news.
I think the media sometimes oversimplifies issues in order to get the most traffic to their website. So when things are being shared on social media, they make a very complicated issue into one salient sensationalist headline. But at the same time, I do think that often difficult issues that otherwise wouldn't have been discussed are shared easily on social media, so perhaps they spark the discussion a bit further. So I don't know, I'm on the fence.
Yes, I think it's true in the sense that the media, when the information is not interesting, they'll sometimes falsify it to sell it and to make it interesting and to grasp the attention.
Yeah, I think that I agree with Adrian, because to a certain extent you have to remember that most media outlets are businesses, and they're there to make a profit. This means that they'll give you the information that's most likely to reach the widest audience. So take Trump for example. What Trump is saying isn't more or less correct than what Bernie Sanders, Hillary Clinton, or Cruz is saying. However, the media only focuses on him because what he's saying is exciting and what he's saying is what will sell the most. So to a certain extent the media does tell us what's exciting.
I think both what is exciting and what is important is subjective, so I don't think the media really can tell you.